Hello, homeschooling oils. It's me, Tina, and today I'm going to be talking to you very briefly, hopefully, about accommodations in your homeschool, um, dys- dyslexia. So, as you know, we are touched with dyslexia in this household. And when is it the right time for you as a parent to start providing accommodations for your child's learning difference? I know this can be a very, very touchy subject. Some parents feel like if my child has dyslexia, they're just gonna have to go ahead and just do all the things. We may take us a longer time, but I'm not gonna give them any sort of accommodation, meaning using outside things like apps and technology and stuff like that. And then on the other hand, there are some parents who feel like it's time for them to do that. And they use solely just apps and electronics to help facilitate their child. Now, me, on the one hand, I'm in the middle. I'm a little bit 50-50. I feel like a child should, even if they have dyslexia, we should try to bring out the best within that child of what they can do. The problem is what we feel they can do is not necessarily what they're capable of doing at that time. Or maybe in the future, it just depends on how high your bracket is, so to speak, your realization or the reality of what you're going through with having a learning difference such as dyslexia, because it's different variations or different levels, not variations, different levels of the exact same learning difference. Some people fall into the mild area, some people fall in the moderate, some people are in the severe. So when do you as a parent start deciding when you're going to start um, incorporating different things in your homeschool? And if you ever decide, well, with me, I'm going to speak for me because I can't speak for everybody else. I decided to start incorporating different things. Although my son can read very, very well now, he's spelling excellent by especially with using my book that I have co-authored, Connect Spell for Active Learners, and also some other things that I personally do with him. Overall, he's getting much, much better. However, he's in middle school, and so the words are bigger, they're longer, and that's just a whole nother ball of wax. I personally decided, and FYI, the middle school version is about to come out very, very soon. So I'm like ecstatic because he's gonna be using that as well, and my daughter gonna be using it too, because we're gonna have enough words in there that it's gonna be middle, kind of like middle high schoolish type words. But anyway, I made a decision that I wanted my son to be as independent as possible. And I know that as his mother, I want to be there for him all the time, do everything for him, make life easier, because as parents, that's just what we do. But I had to realize that this is not only my baby, my child, but he's a growing young man. And in order for me to make sure that he's equipped for the outside world when he has to go out there and try to get a job, or he become an entrepreneur or work with people on different projects, he need to have some things into play that when he is get into a sticky spot and his sister or his father is not there, that he can still rock it and crush it without anyone there, and he can rely totally, well, on God first of all, and then secondly rely on the groundwork that we place within our homeschool. So in order to make sure that my son will be able to be as independent as possible, I made sure that I utilize different apps that helps with that. Because my son is an excellent storyteller. He's just amazing, but sometimes he still to this day have difficulty conveying his amazing storytelling skills to paper. So I don't want that to hinder him or stop him or discourage him. So therefore, I allow him to use apps such as speech to text. And this is one of my favorite ones because it's so accurate. And it's on Apple, and it's called Easy Spelling Aid. They also have one that's called Dyslexia something, but it looks similar to this. And what you do is you just mash the microphone. And let me give you a demonstration. Hello, my name is Tina, and what is your name? And then after you're done, you click done. And
Hello, my name is Tina, and what is your name?
see how accurate it is. Not only do it write out everything for you, and of course we use this as a double instruction because as you can see it just types it in lowercase other than my name. So we will go through with grammar and correct the things that need to be have a comma or a punctuation. That doubles over with our language arts as well and grammar. But to make a long story short, um, he he uses that when he gets into those hard parts, and it's so that he can express himself more clearly. And I do that because I never want my child to be in a situation where he don't know how to maneuver and help himself and be independent, because mommy can't be there all the time, daddy can't be there all the time, grandma and grandpa or his sister can't be there all the time. So when he's out in the real world, he needs to have life skills, survival skills, learning how to problem solve, to think quick on his feet when he know that he is in a situation or he has to do something or provide a service or a project and he's working with other different people. He has to be able to know how to shift and maneuver and bob and weave, if you would say, through life, because life's going to throw you all kind of things, and I want to make sure that he has some things into play to have in his little pocket of things that could help him and show him how he can utilize cell phones, electronic devices, Google, Alexa. All of those things have really been a game changer for not only children with learning differences, but just people in general if you utilize them the right way. We don't use them just solely for entertainment purposes. We use them in order to aid us in whatever we need to do. They help me a whole lot too, because I like to use the recording aspect of the phone and the apps, because sometimes I have some thoughts and I don't have a pen or paper right then. I don't want to forget it, and then I quickly speak it into the phone and it records it for me. That serves as a digital notebook. So, when is it actually the right time for you when you know that you have a child that has a learning difference, such as dyslexia or dyscalculia or dyspraxia or any type of learning difference in general? When is it the right time for a parent to start incorporating other things that will help level the playing field for their child that has a learning difference? Well, I can't give you that answer. That is totally up to you, because, like I said in the beginning of this video, so many of us have our own preferences, our own thoughts, our own core beliefs on how we want to run our homeschool. And that's the reason why we homeschool, because we want that freedom. But as for me, I had to learn, I had to decide for myself, even though it was hard. I said I want to also incorporate this in his middle school year, so that he can learn not to say that he used that all the time, because he still has to write and do all this stuff on his own as well. But I just want to let him know that he has a variety of options out there, and he does not ever have to feel inferior to anyone or feel like he can't accomplish stuff just because he has a learning difference. On the contrary, he can do anything that he wants to do. It just takes a little bit of forethought and building up his repertoire of tools in which he can use to help him crush it and maximize what he needs to do in every aspect of life. So I never wanted him to feel like his learning difference would be hindering him from achieving whatever goal he has. True, he may have to go about it in a different way, but at the end of the day, he'll still get to the finish line. So I want to make sure my child is equipped to do it, because whether we realize it or not, we just need to face it. Electronics are here to stay, and the more better we figure out how to use them and utilize them in our day-to-day lives in a positive way, and be able to leverage this bad boy for some good, the better. So I just want to share that with you. That was on my heart of hearts, because I see how a lot of us are really having a difficult time when in reference to learning difference. This has really been a year that has been totally difficult for many homeschooling families. I'm a homeschooling consultant, and so I talk with various different families, and in reference to their homeschooling journey, whether their child has learning differences or not. They're just having homeschooling things that's going on, or emotional things that's going on. And so far this year, everyone that I have spoken with is having one of these wonky years. It's like it's off. They have not found their groove yet. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to get a free kind of like impromptu consultation to you guys tonight to let you know that you're not alone out there when you having those moments. You're having them insecurities or those moments of should I or shouldn't I? We all are going through it in some way or another, but it's up to us to determine when and where we're going to start incorporating or allowing for certain type accommodations for our kiddos who have learning differences. And by allowing our child to have an accommodation or maybe several is not taken away from them, and it's not taken away from your teaching ability. However, it's really leveraging the whole playing field for your child, because they will have things in their repertoire that if they do get into a sticky spot, they will never feel like they can or don't know how to maneuver out of it or still achieve whatever goal or desire they have just because they have a learning difference. So I just want to share that with you and let you know that this year has been one of those years for everybody that I have spoken with already this year. Just keep the course. It's okay to be flexible. It's okay to take a small homeschooling break if you know that you're totally stressed, your kids totally stressed. Sometimes you just need to take a change of venue. When I have moments like this, I usually start unschooling for a while. And because I'm very traditional, well, I'm eclectic. I do a little bit of everything in my homeschool. But when I notice when life is happening and we get very, very stressed overall, I take a homeschooling break. We still learning, but we do it in untraditional ways. So for that week or couple days, we're unschoolers. The learning process is still continuing, but it's not so much pen to paper sort of stuff. It's more of life skills, more of conversations, more of DVDs, more of just life and learning from life and whatever comes about throughout that day. So that's what we do, and I just want to let you know about the approach. Children are gonna be You're gonna have family and everything over soon, so maybe this may be a good time for you to take a small little break just to get a breather and start fresh January, or maybe the second week of January. I know some families has taken off for 2 weeks, so it's nothing wrong with that. And then you'll come back refreshed and ready to go. And don't forget, it's okay to adjust or totally get rid of a curriculum if it's not working for you. Why keep beating at a stale drum? If I'm saying that idiom right. When you know it's not working, it's causing undue stress and anguish, but you're still gonna try to do it because you spent this money. You spent this money, and you're like, we're gonna use this $300, this $200, this $75 curriculum because guess what, boo boo? We investing and you're gonna use it. Listen, if it's not working, it's no problem with putting it to the side. But I'm gonna tell you something. Every curriculum out there is adaptable. So maybe it's not working for your child the way in which the author intended it or the directions in which they're giving you to use. But guess what? You rule the curriculum. So what if you don't follow the directions the way they say it? Change it up to fit your unique homeschool. Still get the same things done, but do it your way. Sometimes that involves taking the book out of the situation and you're using their student book as your teacher's guide. And you're doing the same thing that's in the book, but you're delivering it in a different way. And that's a great way that you can actually adapt curriculum that's not working for you, because quite a bit of the families that I'm talking with homeschooling consulting, the curriculum that they're working with is not working. So I give them different little tidbits and tips on how they can totally still use the curriculum in which they're using, but they need to adapt it and just have some fresh new inspiration on how they can actually utilize what they already spent and don't waste that money. But they have to present the information in a new, fresh way. And in some cases, you have to just remove the book from the student and use their book as your guide, not for them, but for you, and present the information. Does that same information in a different way? Like instead of it being totally worksheet, you can do the worksheet, but you don't have them writing on the worksheet. You're just having a conversation You read the information and have the conversation. They answer the question, and as they're answering the questions, you writing down the answers. Even if it's an older child, it could be a young child or older child. So they're still doing it, but they're doing it a different way. Or maybe you get to a certain chapter in your book, and they're talking about sales. They look at their textbook and they're like, "Oh, I don't want to do that," but yet you found this amazing YouTube video about sales, and then you talk about it, and then you go back to the book and try to pick out different things at the video that was also in the video, and that's the same thing. Or maybe you have a board game that's talking about a certain topic in what you're doing, or flashcards. You're still doing the exact same thing, but you're doing it a different way, and you're adapting and using that same curriculum that's usually not working, but you're making it work until you're able to buy something new. So there are many, many ways in which, and I wouldn't just give those to you for free, but there are many different ways in which you can do that. If you're still a little bit clueless on how to do that, trust me, it's not like this came to me overnight. I had to learn through doing it myself, because I have to always adapt curriculum, except for the one that I'm doing now. But so I just want to let you know, if you need personal one-on-one care, attention, feel free to set up a homeschooling consultation with me on Facebook on my business page, Homeschooling Oils. Book you a consultation, pay the low fee, and then we can set that up and get you done ASAP so you can start your 2019 school year rolling and going, and don't have to worry about, oh my goodness, I have to buy a whole new curriculum. No, you don't. No, you don't. I'm gonna teach you how to adapt, adjust, and create all this amazingness based on the curriculum that you have right now, whatever it is, and show you how you can actually make it work and carry it to the rest of the school year. And then when you can start fresh, when you start buying your school stuff next year. There are many, many ways in which you can do that as well. So I am getting ready to go. I have quite a bit to do. Tonight we are working on the last tidbits of the volume 2 of Kinetic Spelling for Active Learners for the middle schoolers. So I am getting ready to go and hop off, take a little break, about a 30-minute or hour break, and then get to work with my co-author, and we're going to have that book ready for you guys hopefully January. It will be coming out at the beginning of January. That is our hope, but we do have to go through the editing process as well. So I'll keep you in the know, keep you in the loop, because I want it to, because I'm using it with my kiddos. I will be. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye.